Imagine finding a 2,600-year-old letter where the very first line isn't a military order, but a prayer. This is the Lachesh Ostracon No. 1, a shard of pottery discovered in the ashes of a Judite fortress. It's written by a soldier named Hosheahu to his commander, Yahush. And the very first words say, "May the Lord cause my Lord to hear good news at this time." A warrior blessing his commander as Babylon marched toward them. And what he says next shows a heart of a faithful soldier under pressure. Hosheahu explains he delivered the king's message exactly as instructed. He defends his integrity. He reminds his commander that he is loyal. "Who was your servant that you would send the king's letter to me?" It's humility, honor, and faith written in ink just days before the city fell. What do you think about this find? Comment below as we continue to study more of these type of fragments from Lachesh. What if the only thing you could read on a broken, burned piece of pottery was a blessing to God? This is one of the shards of the Lachesh Ostracon, one of the most fragmented pieces found in the ruins of Lachesh. Most of the lines are missing, but one phrase still survives. A blessing. "May Yahweh cause my Lord to hear peace." Even as Babylon closed in, even as the cities burned, the soldiers of Judah were still writing prayers. It's just a broken shard, but it reveals something powerful. Faith wasn't something these men turned on and off. It flowed into their letters, their reports, their daily duties, even onto scraps of pottery that survived the fire. This ostracon reminds us that sometimes the smallest fragments carry the strongest truth. Even when life is falling apart, God is still on their lips. Does this encourage you that this fragment still continues on in faith? Imagine you're in war and suddenly your messenger doesn't return. What do you assume? The Lachesh Ostracon III is a fragment of a frantic military report written just before Judah fell. A soldier writes to his commander, he sent a messenger, but he hasn't come back yet. Worse, there's confusion about whether he delivered his orders correctly. In a siege, mixed messages can cost lives. And what he writes next shows the pressure that these officers lived under. The writer tries to clear his name, insisting he did everything as instructed. You can feel the stress. "If he did not deliver the letters to your servant, it was not my fault." It's the voice of a man afraid of being blamed during a national collapse. A simple shard carrying the panic of a kingdom on the edge. What would you do if the last friendly beacon on the horizon suddenly went dark? This is the Lachesh Ostracon No. 4, a 2,600-year-old message written on pottery as Babylon closed in on Judah. A watchman reports to his commander, "We are watching the signal fires of Lachesh, for we cannot see Azekah." That one sentence means everything. Azekah was the sister fortress, and when its fire went out, it meant the city had fallen. And here's the wild part. The Bible says the exact same thing. Jeremiah chapter 34 verse 7 records that the Babylonian siege, only Lachesh and Azekah were left standing. This shard shows the exact moment when one of those final fortresses went silent. A watchman staring into the darkness saying, "We don't see the light anymore." What kind of soldier calls himself a dog, and why would it be written on a 2,600-year-old piece of pottery? The Ostracon No. 5 is one of the most personal letters ever found from ancient Judah. The writer, Hosheahu, responds to his commander, and you can feel the pressure in his words. He begins with the traditional blessing, "May Yahweh cause my Lord to hear good news." But then he says something shocking. "Who is your servant? A dog that my Lord has sent the king's letter to me." This isn't self-hatred. It's humility, respect, and a desperate desire to show he's faithful under fire. And what he says next reveals the heart of a man trying to stay loyal while his world is collapsing. He explains that he read the king's message exactly as commanded. He defends his obedience. He makes it clear he's not a traitor. He's a servant trying to survive Babylon's siege with honor. This shard is written into the soul of a warrior, a man who refuses to let fear rewrite his character. What if I told you a 2,600-year-old pottery shard uses the exact same phrases the book of Jeremiah does? This is one of the Lachesh ostracons, a letter written during the last days of Judah. It mentions the king, the officer, and the messages coming from Jerusalem. But then the writer says something explosive. These words, weaken the hands. That phrase, weaken the hands, is the same accusation the officials made about Jeremiah in Jeremiah chapter 38 verse 4. They said the prophet's warnings were discouraging the soldiers. And here it is. The same political fear, same language, written in real time from eyewitnesses. So what does this mean for the Bible? It means Jeremiah wasn't writing poetry. He was describing the culture he lived in. A culture where soldiers, officers, prophets, and kings were all fighting over moral truth and survival. This ostracon proves that the world of Jeremiah, the pressure, the fear, the accusations, wasn't invented later. It was carved into history with ink on clay. What does a collapsing kingdom look like in writing? This is one of the shards of the Lachesh ostracon. It's a broken letter from the ruins of Lachesh. But what we can read is chilling. It mentions supplies, deliveries, and things are not being done as expected. It's the kind of message a commander gets when everything's falling apart. Food running low, orders delayed, people are overwhelmed. This is what a siege feels like from the inside. And the saddest part is they were trying so hard just to keep going. Judah's soldiers weren't just fighting Babylon. They were fighting exhaustion, failure of communication, and dwindling resources. Even broken lines like this reveal the truth. Empires fall one shortage at a time, and Lachesh was running out of time, supplies, and hope.